This is how I solved my own sleep problems in 9 days. I'm going to tell you that there are 6 things that I specifically did to do this, and I think you can do it too. So let's just get into number 1. The first thing I did is lowered the thermostat to a very cool temperature at nighttime. And the importance of this is that when the temperature is cool in your room, you're going to have a much easier time sleeping. The benefit of this is that then you get some of the other things I'm going to mention later in the video, that you just feel so secure and comfortable that it's much easier to fall asleep. We've all had those nights where in the middle of summer it's just sweltering, the air conditioning isn't working, or maybe you don't have air conditioning and you're just sweating and you just can't fall asleep because it is so bloody hot. That is the exact opposite of what we're trying to do by lowering the temperature. So you'll have to experiment with what's comfortable for you and go as low as possible that is comfortable but not totally freezing. The second thing that I did is I eliminated all light from the room. Now this is surprising because you'd be surprised how many times light is coming through a window or a crack in the window, or maybe your computer is in your room and the monitor is on, or maybe just some lights are flashing. I found this interesting because we always felt in my house that there was this flashing light. We couldn't figure out where it was coming from, and it turns out it was coming from the modem of the computer. So just simply taking electrical tape and covering the light source can eliminate that flashing. It's surprising how when you're asleep and your eyes are closed, a flashing light in your eye, even though your eyelids are closed, you'll feel it, your brain will feel it and stay awake. So eliminate all light. One idea is to get blackout shades, which we got installed in our house, and they are wonderful. Also close the door. One of our children would come home late at night from work and start turning on lights downstairs, and if our door was open, we'd get that light coming in and it would wake me up. And so I just simply closed the door, and that solved that problem. The next problem, of course, is trying to get this adult child out of our house, but that will happen in time. I'm a little worried about it. But the third thing that I've done that you may want to try is learning how to nasal breathe rather than mouth breathe. And this is something you can practice throughout the day by simply closing your mouth. Some people will go as far as using a mouth tape to tape their mouth shut when they are going to sleep. And the benefit of this is that when you do nasal breathing, it reduces the chances of sleep apnea. It also stimulates your parasympathetic nervous system, which is part of our nervous system that helps us rest. The sympathetic nervous system is the exact opposite. That's the fight or flight syndrome. And so when you're breathing heavily through your nose, you are stimulating your parasympathetic nervous system. When you're breathing through the mouth, you tend to be more sympathetic dominant, which is a fight or flight, which you're not going to fall asleep if you are in this fight or flight type of mode. So stimulating your parasympathetic nervous system through nasal breathing is very beneficial. The fourth thing that I did was to get a weighted blanket, and OMG, this is the greatest thing. Combined with the first suggestion of having a nice cool room, it is so nice to have a weighted blanket. The weighted blanket is a heavy blanket with either sand or some type of product in there that makes it very, very secure on your body. And this has made a big difference for me personally. You may want to try it as well. They are somewhat expensive relative to just a sheet. However, they last forever. And a weighted blanket is just something where when it's on you, it gives you that security feeling, which again stimulates your parasympathetic nervous system and makes it so much easier to fall asleep. Now, one of the challenges with the weighted blanket, if you are married to someone who has gone through menopause, they're not going to appreciate that weighted blanket because it gets hot. So what we did is we just simply bought one that fits half the bed. The fifth thing that helped me was to stop eating well before bedtime. Now, normally I go to bed at 10 o'clock and I come home from work at 6:30, so I normally eat dinner. Well, if I can start to eat a lighter dinner, so instead of eating a heavy dinner, I eat a very light type of dinner and don't eat anything in between. Many people will do things like midnight snacks or have dessert after dinner, or they eat too closely to the time that they actually go to sleep. And this interferes with sleep because your body is working overtime to digest food that you have a difficult time sleeping. At least I did. So it's very popular for people to do intermittent fasting if you're trying to lose a lot of weight. And so for some people, intermittent fasting works, but there's a tendency for people that do intermittent fasting to simply skip breakfast. And I don't know why breakfast has become the enemy. I think it's just convenient for people, and some people just don't like breakfast, or they wake up too late and they have to get to work and they just don't want it. Skipping breakfast tends to be easy for people. But there's no law that says you can't skip dinner or eat a late lunch and then just not eat dinner. So if you can go to bed a little bit hungry, you'll find that you will have an easier time sleeping. At least I did. In addition to that, there are some supplements, and I'll tell you later on in the video what those supplements are, but I'll give you a clue. It's basically magnesium. I take a product called Magnesium Breakthrough. It works really well for sleep. I find that it's the one that works for me. Now, different types of magnesium have different functions, and you may find that one magnesium works better for you than others, and I say go for it if you want. But you may want to look at the product that I'm using because it has 7 different types of magnesium. So it not only helps me sleep, but it actually helps my heart, my cardiovascular system, my blood pressure. I'll put a link down below in the description if you want to see what I'm taking, and you can look at that. The 6th and final thing that I've done to improve my sleep is to it's a mental game of trying to stop thinking before you go to sleep. This is one of these things that you just get off the computer, you get off your internet, you stop watching YouTube videos, except for mine, of course. And that's a joke. Don't watch my YouTube videos at nighttime. But what you do is you simply have to stop wearing all the hats of the day. You're no longer a mom, you're no longer a dad, you're no longer at work. All the stresses of the world don't exist when you go to bed. When you go to bed, you have to shut all that off. And it's almost like that. Remember Mad TV, Bob Newhart, when he was playing a psychiatrist, and the lady was coming in with all the problems, and he said, just stop it. That's all I do. So sometimes when I'm starting to think about things, I will just say, stop it, clear my head. And one of the things that you can do while you're lying in bed trying to go to sleep is to focus on your deep breathing. So you can breathe in through your nose and exhale through your mouth, or breathe in through your nose and exhale through your nose. And it's very beneficial, again, stimulating the parasympathetic nervous system, causing relaxation. But if you focus on your breathing, then your mind doesn't have the opportunity to worry about stress, and you fall asleep much better. So I hope this was beneficial for you. If you like my videos, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification to get notifications of when I put out videos. And you can try these 6 different methods to improve your sleep. And at least in my case, it improved it very, very quickly. So today's video sponsor is Bioptimizer's Magnesium Breakthrough, and this is the magnesium supplement that I personally take. It's got 7 different types of magnesium in it. It really helps you a lot. You know, it is difficult to get all the nutrients that you need through diet, simply because you have to eat a lot of food. The soil that they grow the food in isn't always the best. So you want to supplement with things that your body actually needs, but it may not be getting in your diet. I will put a link down in the description with a discount code if you want to look at it. Look at all the magnesium supplements that they have. They really are a quality product.